Living, Koger Center for the Arts in Columbia is where people gather to share experiences centered around all types of art, music, performance, and visual. The Outdoor Plaza Stage is a new venue that aims to bring the community together. Let's learn more about the mission and one group that's back for another interactive performance.
So the Plaza Stage is about 2 years old. It was born out of the pandemic, so this is one of the silver linings for us, is that during the middle of the pandemic we started doing more and more stuff outside out of necessity, and then we realized that the hill here, the lawn in front of the Koger Center, makes a very nice natural amphitheater. Our goal was to create a more permanent structure where we could host all sorts of events. So part of what you see behind me is the name Squonk on the set, and each of those letters is a bellows that feeds air into this fantastic, crazy tuba-belled accordion, Squonkcordion. And this is part of the fun of Squonk, is that they invite the audience up on stage to perform with them during the performances. The last time they were here, we had these two huge purple hands. The audience got to come up and make the hands sign language by pulling on the ropes, but this year it's about creating music with the musicians. Squonk writes all their own music. They're really fantastic, innovative units that marries visuals and original music, and we're so excited to have them here because this is the goal of the Koger Center for the Arts and our Outdoor Plaza Stage, which is to bring new, exciting, and different things to reach new audiences and remind people that the arts looks maybe not the way you think it does all of the time.
I'm Steve O'Hearn, and I'm from Squonk, the show behind us, and I'm one of the two artistic directors. I work on the designs, and my partner Jackie Dempsey does the music with the band. It's a multimedia performance that's fun and accessible and goofy, but it's musical all the way through. There are no words, no speaking, no plot, no characters. It's just kind of things happening in front of you that are joyous and fun, we think, and inventive. And they invite an audience to kind of become one thing, a unified creature during a show. Because in performing outside, as Koger's new stage here indicates, it's very different being outside than in a theater where it's all darkened and you're looking at a proscenium that's lit, which is not unlike a computer screen, a little redundant in these times, I think. I think it's important to have acts like this, although there aren't a lot of them, out here in the public space where people, thank you, can gather informally and don't necessarily know what's going to happen. There's not the constraint of an intention of doing this. And we get all kinds of people at these shows. They wander in off the street. Some of them have heard of us. Some of them just want to come see Koger's new outdoor stage. So I think it's really important to get people together where they see each other and enjoy something together in these times, especially for a lot of obvious reasons. So about 30 years ago, me and the keyboardist, who's way over there in the blue, she and I met and decided we wanted to start doing theater. She had just gotten out of grad school for music, and I was doing commercial design at the time. And we wanted to kind of create a theater just out of music and image, so sound and movement. And so we started doing it together very naively, but eventually got better. I went on to get a grad degree at the same time in theater. And we just kind of built out from there over 30 years. Our last show, which was here at Koger, went to Kennedy Center and Lincoln Center. We've been overseas to Asia and Europe. So in those 30 years that we've been on Broadway and off Broadway several times, we've gone to a lot of places. But one thing we returned to was this notion of doing work out in the public space. One of our first shows was in a junkyard with choreographed cranes behind us, and we were in cars and on top of cubed cars doing shows. So we love this idea of just doing it, kind of embracing being in the public.
This fall, we're excited to be bringing 6 free outdoor concerts in a variety of art forms, musical genres. Our goal was to bring you stuff that we wouldn't normally have inside at the Koger Center. So we've got David Rodriguez and the Latin Hustle, so we've got a Latin concert. We've got Cam West, who is a sort of pop R&B artist. We've got a couple of indie bands, so some indie rock bands, which is not something we normally get here at the Koger Center for the Arts. And then we're doing a sort of 70s, 80s cover band. And we're doing that on Grandparents' Day because we thought, what do grandparents listen to? And in this day and age, we thought 70s and 80s music is what our grandparents listen to. We're going to try to pair each of these concerts with a local up-and-coming artist. So the goal is to have an opening act that is somebody that's young, new, and give them an opportunity to perform outdoors here at the Koger Center and pair them with a little more of an established act. So we're very excited for this pairing for the fall, something we hope to do every fall. And the goal was just to bring out new audiences for a free, family-friendly, fun outdoor evening with food trucks and the ability to play on the great lawn in front of the Koger Center.
You'll see most of them solo. Somewhere behind the set there's 10 of us. So there's 10 of us on the road. But when we're building a show in Pittsburgh, we build all the shows ourselves. One of the other ideas of Squonk is the same people who make a show perform a show. There aren't performers and creators and producers and writers and composers. We're all the same people. So the same people that came up with the music play the music. But when we're creating a show, we bring in friends in Pittsburgh who help us with very specific talents, welders, seamsters. We have an electronics guy from Spain helping us on this show do some of the sound effects. Although it's all happening live, it's triggered in various complicated ways. And the tuba bells were from India. So we draw on every source we can when we're creating a show to get it to work. We do probably about 60 shows a year, and usually it's about 15 or 20 venues, like the Koger, that we'll travel to. So, and sometimes they're linked up and sometimes they're runouts. We're based in Pittsburgh, but I believe we're doing a run out all the way to Calgary at one point and down south to El Paso. So we kind of covered the whole US. We haven't gone overseas much since COVID. That makes that even more difficult than it was to start with. Working with Koger, they're very gracious, they're lovely. We quite enjoy it. Everybody who has been here, I think 2 years ago we were here, we were excited that we were coming back. So they're always thrillingly kind to us, and we love coming to Columbia as well, the town.
Anyone who is in the listening area should come. This really isn't geared towards any one particular group of people, age demographic, anything like that. We're really trying to see a nice mixture of audience. We want the audience on the lawn to look like the audience in Columbia, South Carolina. Young, old, people from out of state, people who were born here, folks from out of the country, you name it. We're excited because we believe in each of these different bands, and I think that regardless of what you like for music, you'll like them all.